India should explore new potentiality of regional cooperation, that is, reaching China through Afghanistan. Why China is looking to strengthen the Afghanistan government. Why China's calculus is shifting towards India now. Even on the common ground for fighting terrorism, why there exists a fundamental divergence in Indo-China positions. How should India treat China in the way of fighting against terrorism? GS Paper 2, India and its neighbourhood. What is the context about? On the India-China cooperation front, Afghanistan has again emerged as a new ray of hope. Recently, India and China set aside the differences on Mas Azhar, India's NSG bid to seek the common ground on Afghanistan. The restructured strategic dialogue between the two countries also witnessed an effort by both sides to stabilize India-China relations. China admired India for its developmental work in Afghanistan. Why China is looking to strengthen the Afghanistan government. Recently, IAS released a video of Chinese Uyghur Muslims shedding blood like rivers. China is worried about spillover effect of continuing instability in Afghanistan. While threat of Islamic State is increasing, China is desperate to strengthen government in Kabul. The impact of Afghanistan's destabilization will be felt not only on Kashmir but also on Xinjiang province, where the East Turkestan Islamic movement is active. Thus, a rattled China is calling for greater global cooperation against the IS. Why China's calculus is shifting towards India now. Under the administration of Trump, world is witnessing the surprising trade and foreign policies. These developments are impacting on China too. China is looking forward to reduce the volatility of new unpredictability, instead of playing up differences with India. As concerns started rising in the region about the consequences of the withdrawal of NATO forces from Afghanistan in 2014, China reached out to India. Donald Trump administration is unlikely to add more troops on Afghanistan land, which marks reduction of Western forces in the country. Thus, China is keen to engage with India, the country that is showing goodwill gesture towards Afghanistan. Even on the common ground for fighting terrorism, why there exists a fundamental divergence in Indo-China positions. China is reluctant to support India in the inclusion of Masood Azhar's name in United Nations list of global terrorists. Initially, Sino-Indian counter-terrorism dialogue was felt promising one, but later nothing positive actions emerged from it. In Indian eyes, Pakistan is the center for terrorism. The government of Pakistan is using terrorism as the state machinery and considered it as legitimate tool of its national policy. In the eyes of China, Pakistan is a valuable asset and all-weather friend in its South Asia policy. As a result, we can only see the disappointment as the outcome of these dialogues. How should India treat China in the way of fighting against terrorism? New Delhi should not expect Beijing to change its Afghanistan policy significantly to suit Indian interests. The road to stability in Kabul lies through Rawalpindi. China has few incentives to challenge the Pakistani security establishment's traditional adversarial mindset. China is interested in working with India on Afghanistan suggests that new possibilities on regional cooperation are emerging, which India should not hesitate to explore. Its success, of course, remains predicated on how committed China is in tackling extremism as opposed to hemming in India in South Asia.